Ladies and gentlemen, there is a power in you, yes, in you, that is greater than any obstacle, stronger than any storm, and more determined than any doubt. You were not created for mediocrity. You were designed for greatness. Too many people go through life unaware of the incredible potential resting quietly in their hearts. They let fear whisper louder than faith, and they let failure convince them they are not enough. But I'm here to remind you, the only thing standing between where you are and where you dream to be is the belief you hold in your mind and the motivation you feed in your soul. When you begin to stir up the power of faith within you, when you ignite the fire of purpose and step forward with confidence, mountains begin to move, doors begin to open, and the impossible starts to bend toward the possible. You are not here by accident, you are here by divine appointment, and now is your time to rise. You are God's greatest miracle. That is not just a comforting thought, it is an undeniable truth. Inside you lies a force so extraordinary, so divinely designed, that no amount of adversity can destroy it. This power is not given to just a select few. It is not reserved for the elite, the famous, or the fortunate. It is within you right now, waiting to be awakened, waiting to be believed in. You may not always feel it. Life has a way of making us forget. Disappointments, failures, betrayals, they come at us like waves, trying to drown our belief in ourselves. But the truth remains untouched by circumstances. You were created with greatness in your very being. Every single person ever born carries within them a spark of divine potential, and that spark, when nurtured, can grow into a blazing fire of achievement and purpose. But it begins not with others believing in you. It begins with you believing in yourself. Too many people live small because they think small. They doubt their abilities, minimize their dreams, and settle for far less than they were meant to experience. But I say this to you today. Stop measuring your worth by your past, by your failures, or by the opinions of others. Start measuring your future by the power that lives within you. You have gifts that no one else on this earth possesses. You have a voice that can speak life. You have hands that can create change. You have ideas, visions, and dreams that were planted in your heart by the Creator Himself. And He never puts a dream in your spirit without also placing in you the power to achieve it. But you must believe, truly believe, that you have what it takes, because when you believe, your thoughts change, your posture changes, your actions begin to align with your destiny. It is not arrogance to believe in the greatness within you. It is obedience to the truth of who you are. Arrogance says, I did this on my own. Faith says, with God's strength, I can do anything. That's the kind of belief I'm talking about. The kind that sees mountains and says, move. The kind that sees setbacks and says, step aside. The kind that wakes up every morning and says, I am blessed, I am equipped, and I am ready. No matter what you're facing today, remember this. The power within you is greater than the challenge before you. You were made for more. You were built to overcome. And your life will begin to transform the moment you stop looking outside for your strength and start drawing from the deep, unshakable power that's been in you all along. Believe it, live it, and let that belief carry you into the life you were born to lead. Success begins not in your job, not in your bank account, and not even in your talents. It begins in your mind. What you consistently think about, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you begin to act on. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world, and when your thoughts are shaped by faith, confidence, and determination, Your reality begins to reflect success in ways you never imagined. The most powerful force in your life is the thought you choose to dwell on. You can choose to think lack, and you will experience lack. You can choose to think defeat, and doors will close around you. But the moment you start thinking success, the moment you allow your mind to dwell on possibility, opportunity, growth, and abundance, everything begins to shift. Your mind is the factory of your future. Every thought you manufacture creates emotions, and those emotions drive your decisions. If you fill your mind with fear, you'll hesitate. If you fill it with doubt, you'll retreat. But if you fill it with faith, you'll move forward. If you fill it with confidence, you'll rise. You must become the gatekeeper of your mind. Don't let negative thoughts enter freely. Guard your inner space like sacred ground. Because it is sacred. Your mind is where your dreams are born, where your strength is cultivated, where your purpose is nourished. People often wait for circumstances to change before they think successful thoughts. But that's backwards. Circumstances don't shape your mindset. Your mindset shapes your circumstances. If you want a new life, start with a new thought. When challenges come, don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Try me." That's the mindset of someone who's walking in the direction of success. That's the thinking of someone who knows that their destiny is greater than their difficulty. You were not made to live as a prisoner of negative thinking. You were made to live free, empowered, and directed by purpose. The thoughts you feed today will be the life you live tomorrow. So feed your mind daily with truth, with motivation, with faith. Read words that lift you. Speak words that energize you. Visualize a life that excites you. Because when your mind is focused on success, your actions begin to follow that direction. You'll wake up with energy, walk with purpose, speak with clarity, and act with confidence. Never underestimate the power of a single thought. It can plant the seed for a harvest of blessings, so plant wisely, speak life to your thoughts, align your thinking with the greatness within you, because once your mind is convinced, your life will follow. Think success, speak success, act in faith, and success will become not just a destination, but the very path you walk every day. Fear is the thief of destiny. It whispers lies into your mind, convincing you that you are not ready, not capable, not enough. It tells you that the mountain is too high, the journey too long, and the path too uncertain. But faith is the voice of God within you, declaring that you were made for more. While fear looks at the storm, faith looks at the sky beyond the clouds. While fear sees only obstacles, faith sees open doors. Fear paralyzes, but faith energizes. Fear shrinks your vision, but faith expands your possibilities. And in this life, you must choose, every day, whether you will live led by fear or lifted by faith. There is no room in your life for both fear and faith to rule. One must be greater than the other. You see, fear will always present itself. It will show up in the quiet moments before a big decision. It will whisper when you stand at the edge of your calling. But that is the moment where your choice matters. Will you bow to the voice of fear, or will you rise with the courage of faith? Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the mastery over it. It is standing tall in the face of the unknown and declaring, "I will not be moved." Every person who has ever achieved anything great had to overcome fear. They felt the same tremble, the same doubt, the same hesitation. But they chose to believe in something greater. They chose to walk by faith, not by sight. That is the secret to rising beyond limitations. Faith does not wait for perfect conditions. It does not need a guarantee. Faith says, if I step, the path will appear. If I speak, the door will open. If I trust, the strength will come. You were not designed to be dominated by fear. That is not your inheritance. You were created in the image of boldness, strength, and victory. You carry within you a divine spark that is stronger than any doubt, any delay, any darkness. But you must feed your faith daily. Just like a fire, it must be stoked, it must be nurtured. Read words that remind you of your purpose. Speak truth that drowns out the lies. Surround yourself with voices that lift you, not limit you. The more you walk in faith, the quieter fear becomes. Faith turns trembling into triumph. It takes a whisper of courage and turns it into a roar of victory. It sees beyond today's struggles and believes in tomorrow's miracles. When fear says, "What if you fail?" faith answers, "What if I fly?" And the truth is, you will fly. When you choose faith over fear, you don't just survive, you soar. You rise above circumstances, above doubt, above the limitations of the world. And you step into the life you were born to live. Your words hold power, more power than you may realize. The words you speak shape the world you experience. Every sentence you say, whether in joy or frustration, is like a seed being planted into the soil of your life. If you speak hope, hope grows. If you speak defeat, defeat finds a place to rest. That is why you must learn to speak life into your dreams. Your vision needs your voice. It needs to hear your faith spoken out loud. You must declare your future before it arrives. Speak as if it's already done, as if the dream is already alive, because words are not just sounds. They are instruments of creation. What you speak consistently, you begin to believe, and what you believe, you begin to become. Every great achievement once lived in someone's imagination, but what brought it into existence was the courage to speak it. To name it, to claim it, there is a spiritual power in affirming your purpose with your voice. It's not enough to silently hope. You must boldly declare. You must wake up each day and say, "I am walking in purpose. I am called. I am capable. I am rising into my destiny." These aren't just nice sayings. They are fuel for your future. They are reminders to your heart that what God placed in you is real and possible. And yes, there will be moments when the dream feels too far, when life pushes back and tries to silence your faith. That is when it is most important to speak. Don't echo the negativity around you, rise above it. When the world says you can't, say, "Through faith I can." When the enemy whispers, "You're not enough," you answer, "I am more than enough through the one who strengthens me." Use your voice to speak victory, not victimhood. Use your words to bless your journey, not burden it. You must become your own loudest encourager. While others may doubt, you must declare. While others stay silent, you must speak your dream into the atmosphere. Speak it until your spirit believes it. Speak it until your actions reflect it. Speak it until the world has no choice but to witness it. Your words can build the bridge between where you are and where you are destined to go. But you must speak with faith, with boldness, and with conviction. Don't wait until you see results to speak life. Speak life until you see results, because what you water with your words begins to grow. Every day is a new chance to shape your reality with your declarations. Let your words be filled with faith, not fear. Let your voice ring with victory, not defeat. Speak life, and you will live the life you've dreamed of, because words backed by faith can move mountains, open doors, and unlock destiny. Setbacks are not the end of the road. They are the beginning of a greater journey. 2. Often we see failure as final, as if one mistake or one closed door has the power to define our future. But the truth is, every setback is a setup for a comeback. It may not feel like it in the moment. The pain may seem overwhelming, the disappointment too heavy to carry, but hidden inside every trial is a lesson, and wrapped within that lesson is the seed of a breakthrough. Life is not meant to be a straight path. The detours, the delays, the heartbreaks, they all serve a purpose greater than we can see in the moment. Success doesn't come to those who have never fallen. It comes to those who refuse to stay down. Every champion was once on the ground, struggling with defeat, wondering if they could rise again. But they chose not to let failure define them. They understood something powerful, that the setback was simply preparing them for something bigger, that the pain was shaping their character, their resilience, their vision. They didn't see failure as the opposite of success, but as part of the journey toward it. When you shift your perspective, everything changes. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every failure teaches you how to get stronger, how to grow deeper, how to become wiser. Sometimes what feels like rejection is really redirection. You weren't being pushed away from success. You were being guided to something better, something more aligned with your true purpose. God never wastes a hurt. He never allows pain without purpose. If He brought you to it, He will bring you through it. And not only will He bring you through, He'll make you stronger, wiser, and more equipped for the future He's preparing for you. The comeback begins the moment you stop seeing the problem as a punishment and start seeing it as preparation. You are not being buried. You are being planted, and in due time you will rise. Don't let the pain of your past hold your future hostage. Don't let one chapter define your entire story. The same fire that tried to burn you can be the fire that refines you. Use it, rise from it, grow through it, and then come back. Not just to where you were, but even higher. Come back with more wisdom, more strength, more determination than ever before. Your setback is not your story. It's the setup for the next level of your life. Hold your head high, stand in faith, keep moving forward. The comeback is already in motion, and your greatest days are still ahead. Let every fall fuel your rise. Let every no push you closer to your yes. And let every trial become the foundation for your testimony. Discipline is not just about routine or control. It is divine power in motion. It is the spiritual force that turns motivation into manifestation. You can have dreams that are massive, goals that are bold, and a heart full of passion, but without discipline they remain distant wishes. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. It is the quiet, unseen commitment that says, "I will keep going, even when I don't feel like it." It is the strength to wake up early when you'd rather sleep, to keep showing up when no one is watching, to say no to distractions and yes to purpose. A motivated spirit may burn brightly, but it is discipline that keeps the flame from flickering out. Passion starts the fire, but discipline keeps it alive. It is not always exciting. It is not always glamorous, but it is always powerful. When you live with discipline, you align your life with your highest calling. You become focused. You become intentional. You begin to command your energy instead of allowing the world to command it for you. Self-control is a rare and beautiful strength. In a world that encourages impulsive living, discipline stands like a pillar of wisdom and strength. It is saying no to what feels good in the moment, so you can say yes to what is good for your future. It is refusing to be ruled by emotion and choosing instead to be led by principle. And make no mistake, Discipline is not just about restriction. It is about freedom. The more disciplined you become, the more power you have over your choices, your time, and your direction. Determination fuels the engine of discipline. It is the voice inside that says, "I will not quit." No matter how many times you fall, no matter how far you feel behind, determination picks you up and pushes you forward. And when paired with discipline, it becomes an unstoppable force. You begin to understand that the path to greatness isn't found in one big leap, it's found in small, consistent steps taken every single day. Discipline teaches you to trust the process, to honor the daily effort, to believe that what you do in the dark will one day shine in the light. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Create systems in your life that keep you going, especially when the feelings fade. Build habits that serve your highest self. Structure your day to reflect your vision. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about choosing your purpose over your pleasure, your future over your feelings, and your calling over your comfort. The most successful people in life are not always the most talented. They are the most disciplined. They do what needs to be done day after day with faith, focus, and fire, and so can you. Let your discipline become the rhythm of your greatness. Let it carry you when motivation runs dry, because when you live with discipline, you walk with divine power. The people you surround yourself with have a powerful influence on the direction of your life. They can either lift you higher or pull you down. That's why it is absolutely essential to associate with uplifting people, those who believe in possibilities, who speak life into your dreams, and who remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. You were not created to walk this journey alone. Life is too challenging and the path to purpose too sacred to be shared with voices that drain your faith or dim your light. You need people around you who don't just see you for who you are, but who see you for who you can become. There is something deeply spiritual about connection. The right people will not only inspire you, they will protect the vision God placed within you. They will challenge you, encourage you, pray for you, and speak words that water your potential. They won't laugh at your dreams or dismiss your goals. They will say, "You can do it. I see it in you. Keep going." And that kind of energy is priceless. It feeds your confidence. It strengthens your courage. It helps you stay the course when the road gets tough. We are deeply shaped by the company we keep. If you spend your time with people who complain, who gossip, who see only problems and never solutions, soon you'll find your own mindset starting to shift in that direction. But when you surround yourself with people of faith, people who see challenges as opportunities and believe that nothing is impossible, you start to think differently. You start to dream bigger. You start to believe in yourself again. Your environment matters, and the voices you allow into your life matter even more. It's okay to walk away from toxic energy. It's okay to set boundaries with people who constantly tear you down or make you feel small. You're not being unkind. You're being wise. You are protecting your peace, your purpose, and your potential. And as you make room in your life for uplifting relationships, you'll find that your spirit begins to flourish. You'll begin to experience more joy, more motivation, and more clarity. Look for people who live with integrity. Look for those who speak with wisdom, who listen with compassion, and who walk with humility. Be around people who make you want to be better, not because they judge you, but because they inspire you. And just as you seek out uplifting people, strive to be one. Be the kind of friend, leader, and encourager who pours faith into others. Speak life, celebrate growth, stand with those who are fighting battles you can't see. God places people in our lives for a reason. Some are meant to teach us, some to test us, and others to transform us. Find your circle of faith-filled people and grow together, because when you walk with those who lift you, you will rise higher than you ever could alone. Every single morning is a new beginning, a fresh opportunity to start again with renewed strength and sharpened focus. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. That's why daily inspiration isn't just a nice idea. It's a necessity. Just as your body needs food to function, your spirit and mind need truth, encouragement, and hope to thrive. When you start each day by feeding your soul with uplifting, faith-filled words, you prepare yourself to face the world with power, peace, and purpose. You equip your heart to handle whatever challenges may come. You align your mind with possibility instead of problems, with purpose instead of panic. Too often, we allow the world to speak to us before we let truth speak through us. We reach for the news, we scroll through our phones, we absorb negativity before we've even spoken life over our day. But what if we reversed that? What if we started each morning with intention, with prayer, with gratitude, with motivational truth that reminds us of who we are and where we're going? What if our first thoughts were not of worry or lack, but of blessing, strength, and direction? Daily inspiration is the discipline of choosing faith before fear. It is waking up and declaring, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." It is speaking life over your goals. It is reminding yourself that you are not alone, that you are guided, equipped, and empowered for the road ahead. And when you do this every day, something powerful happens. Motivation doesn't just become a feeling you wait for. It becomes a rhythm you live by. You no longer need to rely on outside circumstances to feel empowered. You draw from a well within you that never runs dry. Renewing your mind each morning brings clarity to your vision and discipline to your actions. It sharpens your focus, strengthens your determination, and lifts your mood. It doesn't mean every day will be easy, but it does mean you'll face each day with a mindset of victory. You'll see challenges as stepping stones. You'll hear setbacks as lessons. You'll respond to pressure with peace. You must treat your mind like a garden. If you don't intentionally plant seeds of inspiration, weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity will take root by default. That's why daily renewal is so critical. It's not a luxury, it's a lifeline. Whether it's reading scripture, listening to a motivational message, writing in a gratitude journal, or simply speaking words of truth aloud, those small acts done consistently transform your life over time. Never underestimate the power of a few focused minutes at the start of your day. That daily inspiration fuels your lifelong motivation. It builds the inner strength you need to pursue your purpose, to resist distractions, and to live with boldness and faith. Begin each morning with power, and you'll carry that power with you into everything you do. Before any race is won, it is first won in the mind. Long before the world sees your success, you must first see it within yourself. That is the power of visualization. It is not fantasy. It is faith in motion. When you visualize the finish line, you give your spirit a picture to move toward. You set your mind on victory, not defeat. You begin to align your thoughts, your energy, and your actions with the outcome you desire. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every triumph begins with a clear vision of what is possible. If you cannot see it, you cannot seize it. But if you can see it with faith-filled eyes, nothing can stop you from reaching it. There is divine power in seeing yourself as already victorious, because in God's eyes you already are. He doesn't see you through the lens of your past mistakes or current struggles. He sees you through the lens of your potential, your purpose, your calling. He sees you standing strong at the finish line, even while you're still running the race. And when you begin to see yourself the way He sees you, everything changes. You begin to walk with confidence. You begin to speak with authority. You begin to act like someone who knows their victory is not just possible, it's promised. Visualization is not pretending, it is preparing. It is focusing your thoughts on what is true, noble, right, and pure. It is choosing to look beyond your current circumstance and setting your eyes on the greater reality of what's to come. It is imagining the business already built, the book already written, the goal already achieved. It is feeling the joy of success before it arrives, and letting that joy fuel your discipline, your decisions, and your drive. The enemy of your future is not just fear. It is distraction. It's looking everywhere except where you're going. But when you visualize the finish line, you train your mind to stay focused on your goal. You don't waste time comparing your journey to someone else's. You don't get discouraged by temporary setbacks because your eyes are fixed on what matters most. You know where you're headed, and that vision becomes your compass. Your vision is your spiritual GPS. Even if you take a detour, it will redirect you. Even if you fall, it will guide you back on course. That's why you must hold it close, write it down, speak it daily. See it clearly, and most of all, believe in it with everything you have. Because what you visualize consistently, you begin to realize gradually. See the finish line, feel the victory, and walk every step like you're already standing in your moment of triumph. The future you see is the future you move toward. And with God's hand on your life, that future is not only possible, it's already yours. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal time when everything will align just right, when fear disappears, when clarity is complete, and when conditions are flawless. Waiting for that moment is how dreams are delayed and destinies are missed. The truth is, inspired action must be taken now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel more ready, but now in the present moment with whatever you have, because faith, as powerful as it is, must be paired with movement. Faith without works is dead. It is not enough to believe. You must begin. You must take that step, speak that word, make that move, even if your hands tremble while doing it. God has already given you something to work with. It may not look like much in the world's eyes, but within it is the seed of something extraordinary. Moses had a staff, David had a sling, the widow had a little oil. You may have a small idea, a simple tool, a bit of talent, but when you put it into motion with faith, miracles begin to unfold. Action is the evidence of belief. When you move, even in uncertainty, heaven meets you in the process, doors open, strength comes, provision follows. Too many people are waiting for a sign when the sign is already inside them. That stirring in your spirit, that idea that won't let you go, that dream you've buried under doubt, that's your call to move. Inspired action isn't reckless. It's responsive. It's listening to the whisper within that says, start here, Start now. It's trusting that God doesn't require perfection. He requires obedience. You don't need all the answers. You just need enough faith to take the first step. The rest will be revealed along the way. Progress is born in the doing. You'll never feel fully prepared, and that's okay. Growth comes in motion, not in stillness. The lessons, the breakthroughs, the confidence, they come as you go. Even mistakes are useful when you're moving forward. But waiting too long breeds fear, hesitation, and regret. One step, no matter how small, shifts the atmosphere. One act of obedience can unlock blessings not only for you, but for others who are connected to your purpose. Time is a gift, and every moment you hold back is a moment you cannot get back. Don't allow fear to freeze your calling. Don't let analysis become paralysis. Start with what you know, use what you have, and trust that more will be added as you move. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called, and the moment you step out, you give him something to bless. You were not created to stand still in your dreams. You were made to rise, to build, to speak, to lead, to act. So move forward today, not with fear, but with inspired faith, because the life you desire is waiting on the other side of the action you've been afraid to take. Now is the time. This is your moment. Step into it with boldness. March forward with faith in your heart, courage in your soul, and the unshakable belief that with God's power within you, nothing is impossible, and your greatest victories are yet to come.